everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalika, and before we get into the video, I want to make 2 points. Firstly, thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. As I'm recording this, we're currently over 1,200 subscribers and it's absolutely insane to me. I actually got a little emotional this morning when I seen all of your comments, so thank you. Second point, today it's my birthday. So it kind of ties into the first point. You guys have given me one of the best presents I've had and I am so grateful for all of you. So without further ado, please sit back, relax, and let's enjoy some sweet malicious compliance. Don't ask an owner-operator for his boss's phone number. So I drive an 18-wheeler. Not only that, but I own my truck and my business. One day, while coming into Laredo, Texas, I was in the turning lane for my exit and this car whips out in front of me. Not really having enough room to stop, I turned onto the shoulder, threw on the air horn, which is extremely loud when you're next to the truck, and stopped right beside the guy. He proceeds to get out of his car with his phone and starts taking pictures of my truck and plate. By this time, the light had turned green, so I gave him a few short horn honks to basically tell him to get going. He then beats on my door, so I roll my window down and he starts screaming about his ears hurting and how I'm damaging his ability to hear. He then demands that I give him my boss's number and my driver's license number, so he can call it in and report me and have my job for this. And he proceeded to move his car to the shoulder and back so close to my bumper I couldn't get around him. I kind of smirked at him and told him he didn't want to speak to my boss because he's a short-tempered man and that he wouldn't like what my boss would have to say about this issue. But he insisted that he speak to my boss. I also told him if he wanted to call me in, all he'd need was the numbers on the side of my truck since it's assigned to me. Considering I only own one truck, you can imagine what I would assign my truck number to be. I gave him my cell phone number and watched as he laughed while speaking each number as he dialed. I see his number pop up on my phone mounted to the windshield. He couldn't see it from his angle, and I tried to hold in my laughter. I let it ring for a minute and he's getting impatient. The whole time traffic is going around us. I finally picked up the phone and answered it. Insert company name here, transport, how can I help you? His face turns beet red. He proceeded to yell at me some more and tells me it isn't over because now he has my number. Yeah dude, so do about 100,000 other people, so what? A week later, I get a phone call from a number I didn't have saved on my phone. I had forgotten about the incident but thought it might be a broker or a customer. I answer the phone and this lady chirps up. Turns out it was the mother and she wanted monetary compensation for her son's troubles. I asked if she even knew what had happened and she tells me some story about how his bumper was damaged by my truck and that he was scared to talk to me because me driving an 18-wheeler was intimidating to him. Being a smart owner, I have a camera in my truck and I dump all my truck's footage onto my hard drive, so I asked her if she could receive videos over email. She said sure, but she wasn't sure what I was about to send her. I spend a minute or two looking through the hard drive on my laptop and find the video of the incident and send it to her. While still on the phone, I can hear the audio playing as she watched it. Her tone changed in an instant and I heard her put the phone down, and all hell broke loose in that house. There was Spanish screaming, things being thrown, and Lord knows what else going on. It reminded me of that movie, A Christmas Story, when Ralphie's mum calls that lady about the curse word and hears the apocalypse on the phone. Yeah, it was kind of like that, but in Spanish. She then comes back to me and very kindly asks for 2 things. 1. She asked that I forget she called and act like this never happened because she was embarrassed to no end. And 2. If I could delete the video of her son's idiocy. I told her that number 1 was fine, I could do that, but as far as number 2, I would not delete the footage. But the only way anyone other than me or her would see it is if it was needed for a court case. She bid me good day and hung up the phone. TLDR. Don't ask for an owner-operator's phone number. It could land you in serious trouble with your mother. Learning valuable life lessons. Or, you got it, man. I work as an IT guy in the US government. I work at a larger facility and we're responsible for everything from your basic crappy printers to obscure parts, systems, and programs that are used by only a handful of people across our whole agency. By and large, my users are nice people. We work hard, they know we work hard, so they tend to take our advice and guidance. Then there's the special users. We have our own mental list of problem users. It's not the tech stupid folks. I've got a bunch who will give me the same issue once every 3 weeks, and they're all fine. It's the tech stupid folks who are rude as hell, or the arrogant people who know better than you. The high-ranking govy folks that don't care much for lowly IT folks. And of course, the people who think they can game the system. EU is entitled user. OGC is original gangster chief, a good dude who helped this MC. Me is IT bro, undercaffeinated and slammed with actual problems. I was just finishing up helping one of my favourite users, a tough-ass former army helicopter pilot, has the best dirty jokes, with a new printer. I was headed back to the sacred isle of IT guys, where we had some peace, when I heard the screeching of a harpy from one of the cubes. I mean, a user said those words that every IT guy learns to hate within 50 seconds. Hey, are you IT? While you're here. I turned to the user, who was a middle-aged lady with the warning plumage, the I want to see your manager haircut, and a pissy sort of expression. She indicates her government-issued laptop, a mid-range machine that was one of the first sleek models we issued out to new folks. Entitled user, this laptop is terrible. It runs too slow. It doesn't have enough memory. I need a new one. Me, well, let me take a look. See, on your monitors, you have a lot of stuff going on. That's 14 Excel workbooks, 9 Word documents, a bunch of PDFs. If you close some of these, it would run fat. Entitled user, no, I need a new laptop. This laptop is slow, it's terrible, the stuff you issue out. At this point, I was pissed at her tone and attitude. I am so far removed from issuing and purchasing that I may as well be less than the average user. At least I ask the users what they might want in new equipment. I just pull what we have in stock. So I pull my professional face on all the way and tell her that without approval, I can't replace a working laptop with a new one. Flat out, I can't. Rules are nice sometimes. Entitled user, fine, we're going to see my boss, original gangster chief. He'll put you in your place. Me, you got it, ma'am. If she could feel the smug I suddenly had going, she would have shut up and gone back to her cube to work. Original gangster chief works closely with other IT guys, engineers, mostly doing custom dev work, but because of that, he knows the mainline IT guys and is friendly with us. She outpaces me to the original gangster chief's office, where she is already in full rant mode about her subpar equipment and our terrible support. Original gangster chief full on catches me rolling my eyes and calms entitled user down. He tells her to go sit down, he'll sort me out. He's got that old uncle attitude where he makes friends with everyone. She smirks at me and heads out of the office. I lay out what the issues are and why she's running slow. Seriously, who needs all that crap running at once? And he just nods, going into thoughtful mode and stroking this glorious Sam Elliott-esque mustache. Original gangster chief. Well, can you get her a new laptop? Me. I can if you want. I mean, it's a bad idea to pull stuff from inventory today. Depot delivery comes tomorrow with new stuff, and all we've got is this really old stuff. Original gangster chief. Just get her the newest thing you have in inventory currently. How long can you hold her current one before it has to go back into inventory? Me smirking. Inventory guy owes me, so a week? Original gangster chief. Get her done. I talk with my inventory guy, and the newest thing in inventory is the literal oldest laptop configuration we still issue. This thing makes a brick look scrawny. In case of emergency, you can land at least one F-15 on it safely. The thing is a horrifyingly monstrous device. And I got the paperwork signed out and in a fit of thoughtfulness, preloaded her particular software package and the printer scanner drivers. I came back over and set her new laptop down on her desk with a gentle thump that rattled windows for 50 feet. Horrified entitled user. What's this? Cheerful me. Your new laptop. This is the newest model we currently have in inventory, and I've already loaded your section's package and printer drivers and stuff, so I'll just take your defective machine. Horrified entitled user. No, I have to bring this home for remote work. This is... Oh my god, you're kidding me, right? Right? Cheerful me. No ma'am, you wanted a replacement and I got you the newest thing in inventory. Yoinks the newer laptop as such as I speak. Horrified entitled user. Oh no, look. I can work around the slowness of the old one. Cheerful, overly helpful me. Oh no ma'am, I've already filled out the paperwork. Original Gangster Chief signed off on the transfer. This one is now yours. Let me know if you have any issues. Oh, sorry, my boss is calling, gotta go. Slightly paraphrased, but that's the gist of it all. I dash with her sleek, slow laptop and stop by Original Gangster Chief office again. He glances at the clock and says in his rusty old uncle voice, "I'll call you when she's earned her old one back." 3 days later, she gave me the most wonderful apology, and somehow the inventory transaction wasn't completed, so I gave her the old and slow laptop back. Since then, she's been a model user and very, very polite to all of us IT guys. Life lesson learned. P.S. I bought Original Gangster Chief a sub from the Good Deli. I suspect he did the whole thing just to get a sub for free. He's that bloody clever. You want me to work on the drive-thru even though I told you I'm hard of hearing and I'm unable to do it? Sure, no worries. Hey guys, long time listener, first time caller, let's dive in, shall we? A long time ago when I was around 18, I used to work at McDonald's. My job there was to run the orders, which basically consisted of getting the food from a tray next to the kitchen and putting it into the McDonald's bags with napkins, etc., and handing it out to the customer either in the drive-thru or in the restaurant. I was pretty good at doing this. Now, I've had mild to moderate hearing loss in both ears for as long as I can remember. I do wear hearing aids as well to help. I can hear without them, but if you don't have a loud, clear voice, there's no chance I'm able to comfortably have a conversation with you. In saying that, even if you do have a loud and clear voice, if we're in a loud location, I will struggle. My managers at McDonald's knew I had hearing loss. Behind the counters, it was always so loud, machines were constantly beeping, other workers yelling jobs to each other, etc. They were generally okay with me, and I was generally okay with the jobs I had to do. I never had any issues. One day I went into work, signed in and went to see my manager. I assumed I would be running again, but we always had to check in with them before our shift. My manager, let's call her Karen, told me I would be trained on the drive-thru that day. I wasn't aware of what this consisted of and always tried to have a go before deciding I couldn't do something first. Now Karen put me to work with another girl, Lisa, who knew the drive-thru protocol well and left us together. Lisa gave me a headset, headphones and a mic, and showed me which buttons to use to take the orders. Now here's where it gets a little hard for me. I wear hearing aids that go behind my ear. That means that all sound that goes into my ears comes from there. The headphones did not comfortably sit on top of the back of my ears and rested in the usual place of just on top of the ear opening. Now straight away I knew I would have trouble. I tried putting the back of my hearing aids in the middle of my ear and put the headphones on top. I then tried taking them off completely, but nothing worked. Regardless of what I did, I just couldn't clearly hear the customer ordering from the speaker. It didn't help that my hearing aids pick up so much of the background noise, so I could hear the kitchen beeps and yells of the staff louder than the effing customers ordering. Basically, it made me feel really embarrassed and ashamed, and I just felt like complete crap. Every customer I had that shift had to drive to the window and I had to take their order that way, which was still hard for me. It was also just embarrassing to have to do that. After my shift, I explained all of this to Karen quite explicitly. I said I did not want to be put on the drive-thru mainly because I just physically could not do that job and that it would hold up the drive-thru and ruin their 3-minute drive-thru rule. That meant cars needed to be in and out of the drive-thru in under 3 minutes. This is something staff got yelled at a lot for at McDonald's. She said, yeah, okay, and I went home. I was annoyed that I couldn't do the job but felt okay because I figured my manager understood. I had a shift the next day. I signed in and went to see the manager. Turns out Karen was working again. I said, hello, where am I working today? She very abruptly said, in the drive-thru, and threw the headset at me. I quickly reminded her as nicely as possible that I couldn't do that job. She said, chemical uprising, you're not the manager here, I am, so you will work where I tell you to work. We went back and forth a little bit, and it ended when she told me to stop causing a scene, to shut up and get to work. I had never felt so much anger towards someone I barely knew in my entire life. I swallowed my anger and said, you know what, Karen? Sure. She told me to hurry up and get into the booth. For the next 3 hours, I proceeded to F up immensely. Not on purpose, mind you, but just because I couldn't effing hear. This turned most 3-minute drive-thru orders into 5 to 10. I could tell Karen was getting annoyed as she kept coming into the booth and yelling at me to hurry up as I was slowing the drive-thru down. I found out that shift from a co-worker that the managers get incentives from the store owner each month if they get the most cars through the drive-thru in under 3 minutes. So if one manager gets 167 cars through in under 3 minutes that month and another gets 260, the winning manager who got 260 will get a cash bonus and some other random crap. It made me laugh because Karen would definitely not win that month. At the end of my shift, I walked out with my head held high, while Karen looked completely pissed off. She didn't say anything, and I left with a cheery, "See you next shift, Karen," waving to my friends as I left. My co-workers later told me that Karen was chewed out by the store manager for having the worst drive-through score out of the 10 restaurants in the area. She blamed me instantly, and I was called in for a meeting with the store manager, Nick. At the meeting, I truthfully told Nick what happened and Karen was put under review. She shortly left after that. F you, Karen. Just a quick word of advice to people who work with hearing impaired humans. Please people, if you know someone that is deaf or hard of hearing, give them a damn break. If I could hear, it would be so awesome and I would want to hear all of the things. I don't turn my ears off on purpose, I promise. I always wish to be able to hear normally, but have accepted that I probably never will, and that's okay. I just hate when I have a run-in with someone who degrades and mocks me. It's a damn crappy feeling. Okay, so that's it for r/MaliciousCompliance. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!